Hill tries it. What a feed by Doncic.
Down the lane, look out, he'll jam it over Jackson Hayes. How about that finish from Ant in traffic?
Going into Minnesota, it's gonna be a war. We gotta stay together. 1-1. Nothing better to be.
Welcome back to NBA Countdown, presented by Hennessy.
It's time to show you who's made for more, brought to you by Hennessy. Luka Doncic is certainly made for the postseason. He's the second player to average at least 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists through his first 2 playoff games with the franchise in NBA history. He's joined Querim Abdul-Jabbar. He also did it with the Lakers in 1977. And Luka has done it all for Los Angeles so far this series. He leads the Lakers in both total points and rebounds this postseason and ranks tied with LeBron James for the most assists on the team. But this is what he does. Doncic has led his team in total points, in rebounds, assists in 8 playoff series in his career. That's tied for second most all time, behind only LeBron James. Doncic has also done this in his last 6 series he has played in, the longest streak of all time. But Luka can't do it by himself, and honestly, neither can I. Shanae, Perk, I think it's time to go shot for shot on all things Lakers Wolves.
Yeah, it's time to go shot for shot. Big bro versus little sis. Let's go. We got to do it, but we got to end it. Bro, why you leave me hanging? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is where we break down the Lakers T-Wolves matchup, and I'm going to talk about a specific one, Rudy Gobert, and how he's playing defensively. Now, a lot of people saw versus Luka that everyone was like barbecue chicken. We were in the building. Everyone got up for plays like this because Luka is capable of scoring, but actually in game 2, Rudy held him to 2 of 8 shooting. Now, I know Luka drew some fouls, but this actually is an effective strategy. In game 1, you think about it, 4 for 13. That's what Rudy held the Lakers. 5 of 17 in game 2. Defensively, you're able to keep him, especially in the fourth quarter, in isolation without bringing double teams, without sending the help. He's outside. This is a 7-foot center that's moving them puppies, sliding them puppies against Luka. And what did he do? He forced him to take maybe 5, 6, 7 dribbles in a fadeaway three.
11.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you counted 11? Good
11.
job. Good job. Well, Rudy Gobert, even though it may not feel like it, he's actually doing a pretty solid job defensively. You know, game 2 versus Timberwolves, 11 isolations versus Rudy. He actually won the numbers matchup, even though his team lost, Perk.
Do you know what happened this past January?
What?
Anthony Edwards reached out to Michael Jeffrey Jordan about how to attack and go offensively against a double team, right? He didn't reach out because of the regular season. He reached out because of moments like right now, right? Where he's seeing double team, isolation, right? Anthony Edwards, the Lakers are too smart. They're going to show you 2 bodies right here, right? They're going to show you, they're going to trap you, they're going to load up. Anthony Edwards isolated so much in his last game. I thought he took too much on. 19 isolations, most in the game in his career, right? But then on the other side of it, you got to realize this. He's going against one of the most high IQ guys to ever play the game in LeBron James, senior citizen, who been sliding those puppies. And watch LeBron right here. People like, oh, he's not giving much offensively because he's doing everything defensively. And when you look at this right here, Lakers, 49%, right?
Yeah.
What?
You know what's crazy?
What?
Look at these numbers. Aren't they close, Perk?
Yeah, they're real close.
That means that this next game is pretty much a toss-up. Look at the difference. It's only 0.1% difference between these 2 teams, but you make a really good point, Perk. Sometimes we talk about, you know, Ant can take over games. He's capable of 40, but his team loses. Don't you feel like maybe it's 20 and 12, 20
Not
and 8?
tonight.
Oh,
Not
you need
tonight.
a little bit of both.
Game 3, I don't need him to be Anthony Edwards. I need him to go viral. I need him to be Anthony. Yeah.
Well, someone who
Just like you
always
go
does
viral.
that is LeBron James, and he's played in a lot of playoffs, y'all. You said senior citizen, Perk. We know he
What's that
holds
make
the
you, Perk?
records in the NBA postseason history, right? But look at this. From April 15th to June 21st, he's played a playoff game on every single day of the calendar in his career. The only player to ever do that.
That's unreal.
So essentially, every day is some sort of anniversary for LeBron. So it has to call for something special for a flashback. This date, 7 years ago, he hit one of his NBA record 5 playoff buzzer beaters.
Look who all up in the mix.
Yeah, you had a good seat for that.
I did. 1,500 claps I averaged that series.
Yes, sir. Should have got 1,700.
There you are. LeBron James.
Maybe.
What does he have
You need him more.
in store tonight? After being
Over 30 points, 10 boards, 5 dimes in the first 2 games. Minnesota coming off its worst offensive performance of the season in Game 2. The Wolves scored a season-low 85 points, and while Julius Randle and Ant-Man both went for 25-plus points, they didn't really get much help outside of that. But I've got all the help I need. Our NBA reporter Dave McMenamin is on the scene in Mini and joins us now. And Mac-10, what are the Lakers saying right now about turning around their offensive struggles in this series?
Yeah, Al, obviously they've defended well enough to be tied in this series, but J.J. Redick said looking at the film from Game 2, he saw a lot to clean up offensively. Particularly, he wants to see the team play with more pace and more thrust. They only scored 6 points in transition in Game 1. They had 13 in Game 2, but still, that's not a ton of easy scoring. And so, LeBron James, though, said, yeah, we want to get better game by game, but sometimes you just got to throw out the numbers, throw out the stat sheet, and it's about trying to assert your will on the game because it's the first team to 4 wins. There's no moral victories, just getting those 4 actual victories. So, there's a mixed bag tonight. They want to come out with the same edge, but JJ'd like to see just a little bit more offensive efficiency from his group.
The LeBron and the Lakers right now 3.5-point underdogs in this Game 3. Dave McMenamin with the latest ahead of that game, which is against the Magic tonight. Out west, Shanae, it's Game 3, Lakers-Wolves with that series tied up at 1. What's the key for LA to win tonight?
What I love about this matchup is that it's like Oprah. You get a superstar, you get a superstar, you got a superstar. You got LeBron James, you got Anthony Edwards, you got people that are playing great basketball. But the player that has been the most consistent through 2 games is Luka Doncic. I was in the building for the last matchup, and boy, oh boy, he had that killer instinct. I mean, dropping 30 pieces in both games. He messed around and almost had a triple-double. I think it was 9 assists. He had like 9 minutes left. We were shocked that he didn't get it. But if you think about it, this matchup, it's been chess, not checkers. You saw him go and attack Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert actually held his own, but still the Lakers walked out with a win. So far, Luka has determined and dictated this series, but the best thing is that he makes his teammates in Game 2 better. Reeves having better, adjustments. LeBron James obviously buying time, reducing the load. Luka has been everything that you expect from his playoff version for Los Angeles.
Yeah, the Timberwolves hate to see him coming. Luka averages nearly 33 points in 7 career playoff games against them. We did have some
averaging 24 points, shooting 54% from the field, shooting 50% from the 3. You know how many times Giannis Antetokounmpo guarded him in these 2 games? 4. So if I'm Giannis, I'm coming into this game tonight, and I'm like, hey, Doc, I got it. Because if you cut just 8 of those points away, you put your team in position to be successful.
So you make a good point, but that point has been applicable the entire year. Defense has been their issue. Right now, in a do-or-die situation, I think that this is what's been happening. They've been digging themselves into some really big holes early in the game, and it comes down to their rotation. So let's take it to the court, because I want to explain to you why a little switch might actually be a good thing for Milwaukee. This is their starting lineup right here. Giannis, Lopez,